Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. With folded hands and gratitude in my heart, I bow to the lotus feet of our beloved Guruji. With his divine grace and your permission, I would like to start the reading of chapter 11 from the divine book Blessing Ready for Divinity by Commander Uncle. And you shall become Guruji's own. एक तकिया भरोसा तेरे चरना दा होर सबे ढाइयां टेरियां. I trust you alone. I have demolished every other support, base, faith, theory or system. I worship you alone. This Shabad engraved itself on my mind and ensured I choose one Guruji. You choose one and then worship him or her, as Krishna said to Arjuna in the Gita, which is the purest form of dialogue between God and a human being. You become who you worship. This is an amazing philosophy. If we worship properly, then we move into the same domain as the entity we've decided to worship. That means all the virtues of the entity you worship will come into you. Arjuna would become an extension of Krishna as his identity gets dissolved in Krishna and no difference remains between the two. In some Shabads that were played at Mandir, the consequences of vacillating in worship were clearly laid out. If we worship an assemblage of deities, then either we become nothing or we get to nowhere. Vitally, our loyalty is also compromised and becomes questionable. Whom do we really have faith in? Who do we really love? One Shabad explains that a calf always goes to its own mother, who provides for and protects him. If this young and vulnerable calf goes to another, mistaking it for the mother cow, all that it gets is a strong kick. It loses out on nurturing and protection. It is left to fend for itself. Similarly, if we don't stick to one Guru, our Guruji, we are deprived of wholesome protection and spiritual guidance. We also remain endlessly confused about our sense of direction. Like I said earlier, when we want to go to Bombay, we sit on a train that takes us to Bombay. If we keep jumping trains that are moving in different directions to different destinations, where will we end up? We will be in a rabbit hole like Alice in Wonderland. There are grave risks if we make a wrong choice. How do we choose a guru? How do we know who is the right guru? This is where the law of attraction comes into play. We will attract a guru meant for us, and a designated guru will attract us. To a large extent, this will happen naturally as long as we do not get in a designated guru's way. We don't need to do anything. We let it be, making no effort to specifically choose one. Eventually, on our own, we will get to the right guru. As much as we are seeking a guru, the guru is desperately seeking us. As long as we do not do anything actively silly, we will get to the guru we are destined for, and that is the best thing that can happen to us. Our destiny will make it happen. But how do we not do anything? By ensuring that we do not apply our mind. Guruji used to say this, as the Sangat knows. Leave your intelligence along with your shoes at the shoe stand. The mind is a hindrance in connecting with the divine. The divine is beyond the function of our brains. If we continuously use our brains, we will have huge difficulty in connecting with him. What is the essential characteristic of a mind? It teaches us how to differentiate and judge with reference to the unique psychological background we have. Essentially, the mind takes its identity from its unique psychological setup or the tendencies we call sanskaras, and then looks out at the external world. Its chief function is to compare. Comparison is the end result of a use of intelligence. An old TV ad for a washing powder was founded on this deep-rooted attribute. Its tagline was, "Why is his shirt whiter than mine?" In the process, our mind is being tempted to compare and switch to another washing powder. This application of mind does not stop even when devotees come to Guruji. Devotees are tempted to interact amongst Sangat to compare their blessings. Once they come to know the process, other Sangat follow to receive specific blessings. Their mind immediately kicks in and they decide to imitate with the belief, if this ritual has worked for him, it must work for me too. The mind has forced the devotee to take the initiative, but he has made the mistake of defining his connection with Guruji based on another devotee's experience. Clearly, his focus is not on Guruji, his focus is on the process being followed by others. To him, a result-oriented ritual is any day better and preferable compared to the endless wait to become blessings ready. He enters into a bargain with the fountainhead of spirituality and inevitably ends up cutting the very legs of his own faith. His mind keeps comparing and walking in other Sangat's footsteps rather than letting his own connection with Guruji to evolve. This is how the mind functions. It compares different gurus and wants to go to the one who, in the mind's assessment, is most likely to fulfill his desires faster, responds quicker, and is overall better for one's ego. It's like switching doctors and the treatment protocol in the middle of a health crisis. The end result is that the patient's health is severely compromised and he would be worse off than before. This comparison is endless. If we are not careful, we can end up going around in circles as devotees. Our minds will make us wander between gurus and rituals. Chances are that such devotees may become superstitious and fearful. They may become narrow-minded and vociferous believers, but their minds will never let them develop genuine trust in Guruji. Another thing that drives a devotee here and there is his fear. The desire to have what he doesn't have and fear of losing what he already has, which is one and the same thing. Every fear is a modification of the fear of death. You want to live forever in spite of knowing that in this whole universe everybody has eventually died. Death is the fundamental truth of existence. Everybody dies. The bravest, the biggest, the most powerful, the saints, the do-gooders and the not-so-do-gooders, animals, insects, plants, everybody has to die. As a Buddhist axiom has it, the end of accumulation is dispersion, the end of building is ruin, the end of meeting is parting, the end of birth is death. But we want to find ways to extend our ownership and our identity. The fear of losing wealth, of falling sick, of losing relationships, of losing respect, of losing love is a unitary fear manifesting in different reactions. This fear gives huge impetus to our mental chatter. Put simply, most of us don't like what we have, desire what others have, while also hanging on to what we have. This desire constantly drives us and it becomes our default thought process. When we come across a guru, our mind immediately goes into overdrive, first evaluating the guru, followed by the summation of a never-ending list of all our needs and desires. Guruji can give us what is asked for as long as it is beneficial for us. In fact, when we meet the divine in the form of a guru, all that he says to us is, "Don't ask me for anything, accept me as I am, and I will accept you as you are." As Guruji Maharaj said, "Guru kolo mangona, Guru nu manno." This is easier said than done though. Most of the people come to Guruji looking for solutions to the problems they faced. That is the sole purpose. When they are told that there is no need to communicate their problems with Guruji, it is hard to believe. Many would simply walk away in search for someone else who could listen to their problems and meet their expectations. But the lucky ones hang around long enough to realize that with Guruji Maharaj, the divine Shiva Brahm, we need to simply commune, not communicate. We need to just tune in, the rest follows. Those who were able to commune with him, tune in, became his Sangat. They became his devotees while the rest remained part of the crowd. Guruji's Sangat quickly figures out that Guruji does not want anything from them in return. He is not seeking any benefits. This is no trade. Otherwise, he too could ask about their troubles, indicate remedies, quickly make a tidy profit and pack them on their way. But Guruji isn't asking them because Here is the crucial difference. He is the divine in human form. He is beyond the illusion of the material world. As a matter of fact, he is the creator of this illusion. Guruji doesn't need to be told. He knows what is good for his Sangat and when and how it has to be given to them without their karma getting in the way. When he blesses his Sangat, it is not as a result of the activities or penances. It is out of his own kindness and grandeur that he gives. If Guruji gives them a better paying job, for instance, he has bequeathed it to them. It's not a loan. They don't have to repay it like a karmic debt, and they don't have to do anything in return. If Guruji is blessing them, he is not restructuring the karmic debt. If he cures an ailment, it is not that the same disease will come years later or in the next life. If he fixes it, he fixes it forever. For that to happen, a devotee must follow the basic rule: accept the Guru unconditionally. There is no need to devise rituals to get from Guruji what is wanted. One must let it be and rather, like a witness, observe what Guruji does to her life. Guruji has promised us that if we hand over the reins of a chariot to him, he will lead it straight. When Krishna became Arjun's charioteer in the war of the Mahabharata, he himself took control of the life of his disciple. We also have a chariot. We live in that chariot. It consists of the body, its senses, intelligence, eye sense, and other psychological coverings. That chariot needs to be driven through the right path to the right place. For that, Guruji would like us to hand over control of our chariot to him. How difficult can it possibly be? What is it that is required to build that trust in Guruji that we let go of the control? What will it take for us to simply say to Guruji, Guruji, this is not my life, this is yours now. Go ahead, do exactly what you want to do with it. Fortunately, our Guruji Maharaj isn't interested in preaching theories surrounding the spiritual world. He is a practical Guru. He simply makes us listen and watch the changes that have already happened to the lives of his devotees who successfully handed over the control of their lives to him. For this purpose alone, he established the tradition of sharing of experiences, the satsangs, amongst his Sangat. The more we listen, the more we trust. The more we trust, the more we cede control. The more we cede control, the more we become blessings ready. The more we become blessings ready, the more we get blessed. The more we get blessed, more we trust. This eventually leads us to cede complete control to Guruji, a state of complete surrender. In that state, we are blessings ready, in commune with Guruji without any need to communicate with Guruji at all. A surrendered soul exists within Guruji, and Guruji exists within that soul. There is just one aspect to keep in mind. A surrender with conditions is really not a surrender. A partial surrender is also not a surrender. It is either complete or not at all. This is brought out in the incident related to Draupadi's rescue by Lord Krishna in Mahabharata. Here is the story in short. The 5 Pandavas had a common wife, Draupadi, who they lost to their 100 cousins, the Kauravas, in a fixed game of dice. One of the Kauravas began to disrobe Draupadi, unraveling her sari. She prayed to Krishna to rescue her. Krishna was watching the scene from afar along with his wife Rukmani. Your sister is calling out to you for help. She is alone there. Why don't you help her? His wife pleaded. Krishna told her to watch more attentively. Draupadi is still holding on to her sari with one hand. She is calling out to me as an additional optional resource. She hasn't fully surrendered to me. She still thinks she can handle it, Krishna pointed out. As the very last wrap of her sari was tugged at, Draupadi let go, folded her hand in prayer and said to Krishna, if you want your sister to be disrobed and humiliated, then have it your way. It was then that her surrender was complete and she ceded complete control to Krishna. At that point, she became blessing ready. Instantly, her sari gained yards after yards of immeasurable length and her honor was preserved. We can't have dual control over our chariots, our lives. There is no point in acting as Draupadi initially did and complain that Guruji didn't help. You first let go and then observe. That brings us to another question. How do we realize that we have let go, that we have surrendered, that we have started believing in Guruji completely? The law of nature says that we cannot be at opposite extremes at the same time. Likewise, we cannot be manne wala and mangne wala both at the same time. We can either demand or we can surrender. It is a journey which may start as mangne wala, but it must conclude as manne wala. To start with, let us try not to ask. We try not to give in to the temptation of asking anything. If required, let us fight with the ego internally. Let us refuse to be the ones who ask. We will gradually move to the other extreme of belief and surrender. We will progress to being blessings ready. A combination of surrender to Guruji, acceptance of the circumstances, and belief in Guruji's promise will make a devotee blessings ready. But how will this unfold? Here is my 2 cents worth. First, deny yourself the right to desire and complain. Listen to the satsangs of other sangat. Hope that just like in case of other sangat, Guruji's blessings are headed your way too. But do not ask. Resist the temptation. This is crucial. You may not have faith, but have hope. Have hope in the face of adversity. With time, Guruji will take care of you just like he has done for millions. Maybe you will go through some upheaval or have some troubles along the way, but by not asking, you automatically and gradually cede control to Guruji. With time, the realization will happen on its own. As soon as you realize that he knows, the issue will be solved for good. This realization will bring you a little closer to accepting him. Not asking will become a lot easier. Slowly, you will graduate from I will not ask to I do not need to ask. From I do not need to ask to I am happy with whatever Guruji gives. From I am happy with whatever Guruji gives to I am happy being with Guruji. At this point, the surrender is complete. In short, you eventually realize that Guruji is all that you ever wanted in the first place. You also realize that Guruji does for you what he does out of sheer love for you. It all started with you deciding to not to ask Guruji for anything. I have this divine Guru in my life. What else do I want? As soon as this feeling dawns, everything becomes simple. He has the control. Your life will not fall apart because the reins are in his hands. You will go along a better road because he is leading you on. You will reach your destination. As soon as you stop asking, the floodgates of blessings open because now you have become blessings ready. Jo Hari Jape, so Hari Hoye. The one who worships God becomes God, and the one who becomes God doesn't need to ask. He is in a position to just will it to happen, and it happens because his will is one with the divine. As the Shabad has it, Jo mange Thakur apne se soi soi deve. Whatever I ask from a master, he provides. The words apne se are important. That means this disciple claims the Guru as his own. He has established that eternal tie of first-hand kinship with the Guru. Then the second line is even more wonderful. Nanak Das mukh se jo bole iha uha sach hove. Once such an identity has been established, whatever the devotee prophesies happens. This means that by accepting your Guru, by connecting to your Guru, by surrendering to him, and by worshipping your Guru, you are well on the path to be a part of his existence. You lose your false and temporary identity, and from someone who came like a beggar to his door, you actually become the grand giver yourselves. So when Guruji says Mango nahi manno, he means if you accept me unconditionally, you will not have any need to ask. The devotee not only entrusts himself to the Guru, but he also goes beyond prayer. A devotee can beseech the Guru to be with him, but the devotee who realizes his oneness with the Guru affirms that the Guru is with him all the time. Guru ang sang sada hai nale. Such a disciple leaves the Guru with no choice, but the devotee is coming from the standpoint of truth, and the Guru is truth. So how can such a disciple be denied? When Lord Krishna says, "Those who worship me, they come to me," the word worship is still here. There is a worshipper and an object of worship. Arjun, the disciple, asks Krishna the best way of connecting to him and getting his blessings. The answer, translated for our context, is those who do rituals and spend their time in understanding the ways of God, and those who indulge in processes, they sometimes get to me. But it is easy for those who go about doing their routine work even as they remember me all the time. They get to me without any difficulty. Guruji wants us to walk the middle path. We are neither to become home-renouncing ascetics nor be men of the world. We have to stay balanced and become a rasik vairagi, that is, a person who is detached from the world even as he fulfills all his roles in it. His guideline for achieving this is built around a wholesome family where a husband takes care of the wife takes care of the husband, and they together take care of the children. They also love, respect, and trust each other, being responsible for one another and among themselves. This enables Guruji to be easily present with the family and bless them. The best form of seva is to remember God while engaged in life. As the autobiography of a yogi says, a true man is he who dwells in righteousness among his fellow men, who buys and sells, yet is never for a single instant forgetful of God. With this, I would like to conclude today's session and would like to invite you to the reading of next divine chapter from the divine book Blessing Ready for Divinity by Commander Uncle. First and foremost, I would like to seek forgiveness from our beloved Guruji for mistakes in the narration of this divine satsang, divine chapter. I would also like to seek forgiveness from each and every one of you for the same. Thank you, Guruji, for everything. Thank you, each and every one of you.